Hello! Today we're going to solve a problem from the Cambridge Step 3 exam. Our goal is to prove a neat identity involving complex roots of unity. We are given that w is an nth root of unity, meaning w equals e to the power of 2 pi I over n. We need to show that for any complex number z, the sum from k equals 0 to n minus 1 of the magnitude of z plus w to the power of k squared is equal to n times the quantity magnitude of z squared plus 1. To tackle this, we'll use the properties of complex conjugates to expand the squared magnitude and then evaluate the resulting sums using what we know about geometric series and roots of unity. Let's start by expanding the expression inside the summation. To do this, we'll use a fundamental property of complex numbers. The magnitude of a complex number squared is equal to the number multiplied by its complex conjugate. So, we can rewrite the magnitude of z plus w to the power of k squared as z plus w to the k times the complex conjugate of z plus w to the k. Since the conjugate of a sum is the sum of the conjugates, and the conjugate of a power is the power of the conjugate, we can distribute the bar over the terms. This gives us z plus w to the k times z conjugate plus w conjugate to the k. Now, let's expand these brackets using standard algebra. We multiply the terms to get z times z conjugate plus z times w conjugate to the k plus z conjugate times w to the k plus w to the k times w conjugate to the k. Take a moment to look at this expression. Notice that we have a number multiplied by its conjugate on the ends. We can simplify z times z conjugate as the magnitude of z squared. And similarly, w to the k times its conjugate is the magnitude of w to the k squared. But remember our original definition for w. It's e to the power of 2 pi I over n. Since this is a point on the unit circle, its magnitude is exactly 1, and 1 raised to any power k is still 1. So the last term simply becomes 1. We now have a much simpler expression to plug back into our summation. Let's substitute our expanded expression back into the original summation. We have the sum from k equals 0 to n minus 1 of the quantity magnitude of z squared plus z times w conjugate to the k plus z conjugate times w to the k plus 1. Because summation is linear, we can split this into separate sums and pull out any terms that don't depend on our index k. Notice that z and z conjugate are constants with respect to k. Let's look at the first and last terms. We are adding the constant magnitude of z squared exactly n times. So, the first sum is just n times the magnitude of z squared. Similarly, adding the constant 1, n times, gives us n. Now, let's focus on the sum of w to the power of k. This is a geometric series, with the first term being 1 and the common ratio being w. Using the formula for the sum of a finite geometric series, this equals 1 minus w to the power of n, divided by 1 minus w. But remember, w is an nth root of unity. This means w to the power of n is exactly 1. So our numerator is 1 minus 1, which is 0. Therefore, the entire sum of w to the k is 0. By the exact same logic, the sum of the conjugates of w to the power of k is also 0. Substituting these zeros back into our expression, the middle two terms completely vanish. We are left with just n times the magnitude of z squared plus n. Factoring out the n, we get our final result, n times the quantity magnitude of z squared plus 1. And there we have it. By expanding the squared magnitude and using the properties of the roots of unity, we successfully proved the identity from the Cambridge exam.